All right, welcome to the latest segment of Cooking Healthfully with Chef Willet. Woo!
Hello.
I figure you could use a more interesting intro.
Yeah. So we post on stories, Instagram and Facebook, what y'all wanted the next video to be, whether you wanted to see little cookbook, comic project I have going on, or how I'm currently losing weight. So I've lost about 10 pounds since we closed Burger Chan.
So about a month ago.
Focusing on a couple of different diets, but predominantly kind of based off Coach Greg's diet. So I'll throw a link somewhere, hopefully up here somewhere. It doesn't always work on YouTube, so if not, you can find in the description box below. I'll put his channel on there, but it is very basic. It's essentially calories in versus calories out. You know, this is one of the easiest things we can do to follow. There's no like avoid all carbs or only eat fats, or you know, you need to fast for 16 hours, or you have to, like, none of those things have ever really worked for me. I can't fast because I just get too hungry, and I don't deal with hunger well.
The term is hangry. You get hangry.
Debatable. But anyway, I need sustenance. I need to feel full. And this diet focuses more on low calorie dense foods, so you can shove food into your face and not gain weight because you're not putting in too many calories.
And just as a disclaimer, it's not like you're constantly overeating when you say shove food into your face.
Right. But I do get to eat 5 to 7 times a day with this diet because every meal is so low in calories. It's at this beginning stage, I'm really focusing on losing weight. So I'm cutting out unnecessary fats as much as possible. You know, we see our parents a couple of times a week, and I'm not bringing my diet to them. So I cheat on this diet when it makes sense, whether it's with parents. I guess that's it. So, or when we order from a restaurant to support them, I'm not going to eat the way I try to eat when I'm cooking at home, which is most of the time right now. But what I do is, you know, and this diet shifts week to week, but I have a lot of vegetables every week. So that's a good change. I didn't eat a lot of vegetables before. I would eat it, but not as much as I do right now. So almost every week, for sure, this thing of spinach. It's good raw, it's good cooked. I like it in salads, in wraps, in sandwiches, or just sauteed. Usually no oil, just kind of wilted down. If I'm treating myself, a little olive oil, but oil's very calorie dense. Even good oils like extra virgin olive oil, you're looking at about 120 calories per tablespoon. And I mean, the way I used to cook, I would cook with maybe 3 tablespoons every time I sauteed something. So that might have been why I've been overweight for a long time. Tomatoes. Love their flavors. I like them raw. I like them charred. I can make pico de gallo, just throw them into a salad. I buy that every week. I go through a good amount of carrots, mainly for salad. Sometimes I cook with it. And then just kind of other vegetables. So, you know, broccolini looked good. This purple cauliflower looked good.
Is that another bag of spinach?
This is arugula.
Oh.
So usually I have a secondary green when I do a salad, so it's not just all spinach. I like the contrasting flavor of arugula. It's not here, but normally I'll get a head of red cabbage each week, break it into quarters, usually just shred it all up. I can add it to a salad, or I can saute it, or I can, you know, pickle it with lime juice, throw it onto tacos. This is watermelon rind. So I don't normally do this, but I've been doing this since I started my diet because it's a perfect high fiber, low calorie dense food. So is the whole watermelon, in fact. So I like snacking on watermelon. You know, I will cut it up. One like medium-sized watermelon goes into about 6 to 8 quarts. I can eat a whole quart for a snack, and it's not going to hurt my diet. But I've recently started saving all of the rind as well, and I'll do a kind of a small shred or a julienne on it, salt it heavily. That way it preserves. So this is like 3 weeks old. It still smells good, still looks good. You can see it's kind of sitting in its own liquid. It's all really, really, really salty. So it's like, it's quite preserved. And I can throw it into a salad. One thing I like doing is kind of like Chinese style cucumber salad. So I'll take cucumbers. You can smash them or slice them nicely. I toss it with this, which brings all the salt I need. I don't need to add any other salt. And then a couple of cloves of raw garlic. I like the microplane, so it gets really, really spicy. It really permeates the whole dish. And if I can afford the calories, I add a little sesame oil for flavor.
So 2 items I want to clarify, because you said you're cutting down fats. Does that mean no avocado and no egg yolks?
Yeah, so I used to eat 3 to 5 egg yolks a day easily. I love the flavors. If I do eat them now, I'll stick to maybe 1. I started throwing out so many egg yolks that for the first time in history, I bought liquid egg whites. I always thought this was silly, but this is a good lean source of protein. And I just started feeling too bad about throwing out 4 egg yolks a day.
So now we're old people, right? We go to bed by 9 p.m. and we buy cartons of egg whites.
Yeah. So I'm hoping to get my weight down to a certain level, hoping to bring back more fattier foods, and just hoping my body responds in a way where I can still manage to not overeat. Because I really miss avocado. I think that's the next thing I'm going to try to bring back is avocado and olive oil, healthier fats that I really enjoy. Just a couple of more vegetables here for this week. We got white asparagus, mushrooms, fruit. I actually do most of my fruits frozen. So we go to Costco, we buy the organic strawberries, blueberries, cherries, all frozen, sometimes mango. The only thing fresh I really keep is grapefruit. It doesn't go bad easily. Very low calorie dense. When I'm really hungry, I just eat a whole grapefruit and I'm full. And the other fruits, it's just every time we buy any kind of berries, they always just go bad. We just don't go through them very quickly. So frozen is the best way. And my favorite way to eat them is actually kind of as a frozen treat. So this is something that's really good that I do every week as well. I'll take a little almond milk, non-fat Greek yogurt, some of the frozen berries. I'll blend it up. If it doesn't taste sweet enough, for now I'm using artificial sweetener. One day I'll bring back natural sweeteners like honey, but right now it's really just a calorie game, just really cutting out whatever calories I can. And recently, I discovered this protein powder recommended by a friend.
Name Chase.
Chase, yeah. Historically, I've tried other protein powders. They don't taste good. So this one is kind of like a strawberry birthday cake frozen treat. And this is great. This is, I tend to eat this at night, close to bedtime, because I get hungry again, because I've been trying to deprive myself of calories throughout the day. And so normally right before bed, I get really hungry. And I calculated it today, 17 grams of protein and 110 calories in one of these.
Oh, wow. And it's toddler approved.
Yes, he really likes these things as well. You can pull it out a little while, let it sit on the counter to defrost just enough that you can scoop it, or throw in the microwave, 20 seconds one side, 20 seconds the other side, and it's ready to go.
I don't know who he is, but I know Emoji Baby really likes it.
Oh, we'll edit that out.
Okay, so if you don't mind me asking, about a month ago, how much did you weigh?
So about a month ago, I was anywhere from like 188 to 192
Okay.
in the mornings.
And what would you say is your ideal body weight?
So I'm shooting for about 160.
Okay.
Yeah. Anywhere from 155 to 165.
Got it.
And I'm currently 180. I'm right at 180. So I'm really, every day I'm like kind of thinking, even though it's not good to, so I don't get fixated on the morning weigh-in because there are daily fluctuations based on very natural things like water weight. So because my diet doesn't cut out carbs, I do retain a good amount of water. I've learned some quick diets, you cut out carbs and you basically flush out a ton of your water. And that's why you suddenly lost 6 pounds, but it's all water weight. So what's the point? I try to, I just try to make sure that number doesn't ever climb too much. So if I notice it climbs 2 days in a row, then I know, okay, well, maybe I've been cheating on this diet a little too much. Maybe I need to go back and focus more on how many calories I'm getting in. But I am kind of just, now I'm so close. I'm like, when am I going to break the 180 barrier and go to 179? And on average, I'm losing pretty consistently about 2 pounds a week, which is what Coach Greg, I think, recommended in a video. I've watched a ton of his videos. I tend to watch it when I do cardio at night on a recumbent bike. He had this example of an average man that consumes 2,800 calories. If you cut it down to 2,000 calories, you might lose about 1 to 2 pounds a week without losing too much muscle. And you can even gain muscle if you get enough protein and you work out hard enough. So I'm just kind of doing something like that because his example actually is pretty close to what I'm consuming. It's a good example. Some other things I do is swapping out things. So peanut butter is high in fat, no more peanut butter, but we do have this powder that works pretty well. So I use this quite a bit. Smoked salmon. This is one of my personally approved sources of fat. So I look forward to eating this every day. I'll usually have 2 to 3 slices inside a wrap. So usually lately it's been this lavash wrap that I got at Costco. And
that's not a bagel.
it's close enough. So I think the key to this diet has been doing enough foods that are close enough to things that you really crave so that you can curb those cravings. So I love smoked salmon on a bagel. I'll use this plus everything but the bagel seasoning from Trader Joe's, arugula, red onion, cucumbers, spinach, tomatoes, all wrapped up in a big wrap. Everything is focused on size, so you try to get the most size, the most volume for your calories, and that way you feel full because your stomach's stretching. Ham, lunch meat, something I don't normally eat, but now it's a great source of protein.
You used to make fun of me for eating lunch meat.
I don't remember that. I get bored easily of what I'm eating, so recently I saw corn tortillas. I think 2 tortillas is like just a little over 100 calories. It satisfies the craving. It's not too bad. So I've been eating a ton of these lately. Breakfast tacos, fish tacos, bean and cheese tacos. Cheese, try to get the light version. I'm trying to get the non-fat versions as well, but I haven't had much luck. Bread is great. It's, this one's a little high. It's 110 calories per slice. Normal white bread, I think, is usually 70 calories per slice, but this is just what we had, and it tastes pretty good. Oatmeal bread. Protein bars. So Diane hates these, but I've come to really love them. This is just the Costco brand. After being on this diet for a while, I look forward to this. I either eat it first thing in the morning or last thing at night. I crave it, actually. It's like a dessert. It's like a treat in the morning when I have it in the morning. So this is probably my favorite. This one tastes kind of like a Reese's peanut butter cup, the chocolate peanut butter one. The chocolate brownie is definitely a close second. The two cookie dough ones, I gotta say, are my least favorite. I never grew up enjoying cookie dough, raw cookie dough. They have that texture. Between the two, I do like the chocolate chip one a little more. This is fine when you're desperate. So it's kind of my order of preference. A couple of other things that I've bought, but I actually don't eat too much. Oatmeal. It's healthy. It's definitely healthy. It's really healthy, but it's high in carbs. And carbs are not the enemy, but it's high in calories as a result. So a quarter cup has 140. It's just not a lot of food for me. So this is something where it's very easy to just consume too many calories. So long term, yes, I'll probably eat a little more of it. But for now, I try to go really easy on it. I was looking for a pizza dough, and they had these little guys. And I bought it, and after I went home and started looking at it, I should have looked harder at the store, but it's 140 calories for one of these guys, and they're tiny. So this wasn't a very good investment. I eat it because I'm not going to waste it, but I eat it knowing 140 is more than a giant lavash wrap. So it's like, this is not really a good, low calorie dense food.
Okay, my next question is about what you drink.
What do you mean?
Do you drink alcohol? No alcohol?
Yeah, so I drink alcohol. I drink less than I used to. I don't drink every night. It's pretty common before to have a beer every night or a glass of wine. We don't drink heavily regularly, but we do tend to drink one drink a night. But now there are plenty of nights that we don't have any alcohol. So I guess that's different.
Part of that is because we have less stress without having a restaurant open right now.
Yeah, that's true. Our days are a lot less stressful, which I enjoy.
So what do you do for exercise?
So one thing is I've tried to do a little more cardio. I used to not do a whole lot of cardio besides work. I am on my feet and moving around a lot. But now without that, I try to get onto a stationary bike. And it's not easy for me to go really fast on it. I have my left knee kind of hurts sometimes when I use it too much. But I try to get a good amount in where the calorie counter, which I know is not accurate, but it's a good way for me to measure my day-to-day exercise on it. I try to get around 800 to 1,000 calories burned on it, which again, I don't know if that's true, but it's a good indicator for me, a good benchmark. I think actually that brings me to another point. You don't know if the labels are always accurate. You don't know if, obviously when you buy whole proteins like steak, the amount of marbling changes steak to steak, even if they have a generic data on this cut is this amount of fat. So I think the kind of main thing is just seeing how your body feels every day. If your weight changes, how do you feel? How do your clothes fit? What's your energy level? And it's not necessarily that you're getting an absolute amount that's the truth, just like on the bike, what it tells me I'm burning in calories, but well, compared to yesterday, I burned more calories on the bike today based on its data.
Yeah. And
I know I know every day in the past month, I've eaten way healthier and way less than how I used to eat. I can eat all the salads and wraps I want, and there's no way it will even match the monstrosities that I would create at work just to get through work. The sheer amount of fat I would ingest as quickly as possible so that I would not feel hungry.
Well, going back to the exercise question, you do boulder.
Yeah, so I like bouldering. I don't think it burns a lot of calories. So it's like a strength building thing, but it's just like if you were to lift weights, unless you are some extreme weightlifter. I think even Coach Greg talks about this where he just says if you're trying to lose weight, it's not from lifting weights. whatever effect you have for the next 24 hours, I think he calculates like 30 calories. It's ridiculous. It's like nothing. So it's like, if you want to lose weight, do cardio. Do hard cardio. Do long cardio. Do a lot of cardio. It's good for your heart. It builds endurance. It helps your muscles recover faster when you do work out by lifting weights. So I treat kind of bouldering as like almost more of a muscle building activity because it taxes the back so much.
Speaking of which, so we did go bouldering today, so I know you're a little bit tired, but I think people would appreciate seeing you do some pull-ups right now. Since our pull-up bar is right there in front of our pantry.
I'll try. I can't guarantee how many I can do right now. I will say pull-ups have gotten a lot easier lately. When I got to my heaviest, I wasn't sure that I could do any, so I kind of stopped doing them. So there are a couple of variations. This is the most comfortable on here. It's kind of a neutral grip. Honestly, this is a little too close for me. So if I were to do it here, I tend to do chin-ups, which use more biceps. If I were to do regular pull-ups, I'm out here, but the bar itself is not very comfortable.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe I'll do neutral.
Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I don't know if I can do much more.
Try. 9.5. How many calories did you burn?
Probably 1 or 2.
Oh, you can have a Tic Tac.
And that's the other thing. So on days where I feel like I had a cheat meal, I do more cardio. So I try really hard to balance it.
I think what's really funny is that prior to a month or two ago, you were so anti-cardio, right? It wouldn't even matter what I said. Right? Like, I'm more of a cardio person. I like to do Zumba, and you just hate it. And it's kind of crazy that...
I mean, I'm still not going to do Zumba.
Well, yeah.
No, the recumbent bike is perfect because something I can never get enough of is watching TV. There aren't enough hours in my lifetime for TV. So Netflix, YouTube, my lists are never ending. When you tell me you can burn calories while doing something else that you like, it's perfect. It takes my mind off the fact that I'm on a recumbent bike. But if I'm doing Zumba, I'm not watching a show. I mean, I could, but I wouldn't be as focused. So yeah, I mean, that's been a pretty constant thing where I'm watching, Coach Greg or someone else on YouTube or a Netflix show, and I'm on the bike for an hour or two.
So I guess my ending question to you is, do you have any advice for people who, in the back of their minds, they've been thinking for a while, I should lose some weight, but they just haven't felt very motivated, or they've tried Whole30 and they've tried intermittent fasting and they've tried keto, and they would just try it for a week or two and then give up?
No, this actually goes into something else as well. This is something, so the first thing I want to say is diets are personal. I love telling people about it, about my diet. I like hearing about other people's diets, but I think it's kind of weird because a lot of people, friends, their first reaction when I tell them what I'm doing in my diet is they feel bad for me. They're always like, are you sure you have to do that? Have you tried just going high protein or, keto so you can continue eating all those really fatty foods and and do things that you like. And I mean, that's the first response most people have. And my thought is, well, I've kind of done what I wanted to do for the past 15 years. I have the 30 extra pounds to prove it. I don't think listening to my body was working. I don't think just trying to figure out a way to trick my body is going to work. I think, like for me in my head, this calories in, calories out approach makes a lot of sense. It's the laws of thermodynamics. You follow it and you're going to lose weight. And I think it's just all on you. Like you have to want it. So if you want to lose weight and you put forth the effort, are you going to feel hungry sometimes? Of course. I get hungry very easily. And despite the high volume of low calorie dense foods that I ingest, my body knows it gets hungry. And sometimes I just drink more water. Sometimes I have a snack, a grapefruit. Would I rather have fatty steak, bacon? Yeah, probably. But I think when you have a goal, you need to be willing to sacrifice. If you can't sacrifice, you probably won't reach your goal. So I think the main thing is to stop looking for excuses and to just do it. Like that's the hardest part, is making that leap from, well, I think I'm going to try keto. I think I'm going to try Whole30. It doesn't matter what you're going to try. You just have to do it and you have to stick to it. And this low calorie dense diet has been the most doable diet for me. And, I've kind of briefly tried a bunch of others and they don't work for me, for my body type. So find something that works, but I don't think you can trick calories in, calories out. If you follow it, you're going to lose weight. Anything else?
Well, I said that was my last question, but my last question is, what are some trigger foods for you that you no longer keep in the house?
So I think my willpower is actually really strong. We haven't thrown away anything. He has a ton of junk foods at home.
Emoji baby.
Damn it. Emoji baby has a ton of junk food at home. I'm not tempted, I will try things. As a chef, I think for me, the curiosity is always there. So when we get something new, like these PB&J snacks.
That are freaking delicious.
They're really great. I will try one of these guys. But I'm not going to eat a whole thing. I'm not even tempted to. I have enough different things that can satisfy my sweet craving, such as my frozen treat, that I don't need to eat this.
So you have a lot of willpower because your name is Will. I guess we'll end on that one. That super awkward laugh. Anything else you want to say?
No, let's see. The usual stuff, like, subscribe. It's also boring. I'm sorry. Like, subscribe, do all that.
Next time you should say it in a different language. I think that would make it more interesting.
No, still boring.
Or you could dance while you do it.
No, I think what's more interesting is hearing from you guys. So if you are trying to lose weight and you have a specific question that you want me to answer or address, let me know in the comments below. If you think this approach is stupid, go talk to Coach Greg.